All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Outdoorsman's Garage YouTube channel. Today is Wednesday. Yeah, you know what that is. You know what that means. It's Cast Iron Wednesday. And I think this month is supposed to be sausage. I think. So we're going to use Italian sausage, so I guess it fits. Okay, well today we're doing something real special. Something special for me. We're gonna make my mom's homemade spaghetti. Something that I've been wanting to make for a while for you guys, and just haven't done it till now. But anyway, let's get going. All right, so we're gonna take this hodgepodge of stuff stacked on my counter here, and we're gonna make some pretty good sauce. Okay, we got hamburger, Italian sausage, which isn't really necessary. You could use just hamburger if you wanted to, but it really makes it stand out, and it really makes it taste a whole hell of a lot better if you use that Italian sausage. And we got a can of stewed tomatoes. I haven't decided if I'm going to use that or not yet, because I have these 3 Roma tomatoes right here that need to be used, right along with that bell pepper and that onion. We're going to get that all used up. And then we have a bunch of different spices here. We have some tomato, 2 different cans of tomato paste. We have 3 cans of tomato sauce. And like I said, that diced tomatoes. But 1 pound of hamburger and 1 pound of Italian style sausage, which is pork. There you go. But all right, let's get going. All right, so before we get started, I'm going to tell you, I got all of the spices here on this piece of paper. So if it looks like I'm reading it from a piece of paper, I am. I was asked to kind of protect the family recipe a little bit. Okay, this is my mother's thing, and she didn't really like the fact that I was going to do this on camera, but I figured out a way I'm going to do it. She agreed to it. So I'm going to tell you the spices that are in it, but I'm not going to tell you the exact measurements of what goes into the sauce. My mother can do it without doing any kind of measurements, but she gave me measurements because, sometimes I got CRS, can't remember shit. So she gave me the exact measurements of what, but anyway, here we go. Sugar, onion powder, basil, garlic powder, salt, black pepper, Italian seasoning, oregano, and bay leaves. That being said, let's get to cooking. Hey, what are you sleeping for? You ready to cook? Okay, so we got this 1 pound package of hamburger, and we're going to cook this up, and then we're going to cook the Italian sausage after that. All right. Well, I guess I don't have a spatula, do I? I guess I better get one. Alright. Not exactly the greatest spatula, but it'll work. It's real good for the grill, and that's why we bought it. So it's just all the other ones are in the dishwasher right now. So is what it is. We'll just use this one. Alright, turn the heat down a little bit. And let this cook up. And then we'll do the Italian sausage. Okay, so this is done enough. This is our spaghetti sauce pot that we're going to use. And we're just going to take the hamburger and we're just going to transfer it over to the pot and hope we don't transfer too much of this grease in there with it. I'm going to kind of tilt it over a little bit. Yeah, I could have drained it first, but you know what? It's too early in the morning to be messing around with thinking too hard and too much. And yeah, it is the morning. I just dropped Jimmy off at school. We're making dinner at 8:30 in the morning. But that's because this has to cook all day. The longer you cook the spaghetti sauce, the better it is. So let me get rid of this grease and we'll start cooking the Italian sausage. Okay. So, Italian sausage time. Yes, I use the pocket knife to open my food containers. But oh shit, that's not good. I also use the same pocket knife to cut my steaks, open packages, and that's because it's a tool. It's supposed to be used that way. So we're going to get this cooked, and as soon as this is cooked and ready to go, we'll put it in the pot with that, and then we'll start on the other ingredients. So let's get started with getting this stuff cooked up. Alright, that's cooking up pretty nicely. It still needs a little bit more time in the pan, but we're almost ready to go. It's actually not completely important that it's completely cooked through, because once I put the spaghetti sauce ingredients together, it's going to cook for about 7 or 8 hours anyway in the pot. So it'll be thoroughly cooked at some point. Okay, so now that the Italian sausage is done-ish, I mean, there's a little bit of pink still in the meat, but that's all right, because like I said, it's got to cook in the pot for 7 to 8 hours anyway. So let's just add the Italian sausage here to the pot, and get all the other stuff mixed into this sauce so that we can get it cooking, and then eventually we can eat. So, alright, I'm gonna go cut up the rest of those vegetables, and I'll bring you back after I'm done with that. Okay, so onions, bell peppers, and tomato in the bowl, diced up, going in the pot. There's, I used 3 Roma tomatoes, 1 medium onion, and a bell pepper. Not a real large bell pepper, but a bell pepper nonetheless. But, yeah, so Get all that incorporated with the meat, and we'll move on. What's next? Let's do the tomato sauce next. One and two and three. The only reason why I'm using three is because that's what I have. So you are going to have to put water in this. You got to put so many cans of water per can of tomato sauce. But as I said, it's a family recipe, so it is what it is. But yeah, let's get some water in here. All right, continuing on. Okay, so what I have in here is all the dry spices that we're going to use. And if you need a reminder of what those spices are, it's sugar, onion powder, basil, garlic powder, salt, black pepper, Italian seasoning, oregano, and 2 bay leaves. Which, there's the 2 bay leaves. They went in. All the spices are going in. Mix this around in the mixture here. And I think the only thing left to put in is the tomato paste. Yeah. So let's get that in there. All right. You don't have to worry about getting every little single bit of this out of there, because you are going to use a little bit of water inside the can, and you're going to add water with each one of the tomato pastes that you use. You're going to add a can of water to it. So now, if you're wondering why I didn't, like show all the vegetables being cut up. I think you guys have seen vegetables being cut up before, and I figured I'd spare you the detail of that. So anyway, we've got all our ingredients added into our mixture here. Gonna mix it around a little bit. And we're gonna lower the setting on the stove to probably its lowest setting. And just let it do its thing all day long on that low setting. But I'll bring you guys in closer just so you see what it looks like here inside the pot, because you probably can't see it very well where you're at. So hang on just 1 second. All right, so that's what it looks like. Pretty good. You got to remember too, these bay leaves that are in here, you got to remember to remove those before you serve your spaghetti, because you don't want anybody eating that garbage. That's just something that you remove. You just want the flavor. You don't want the damn leaf in there. Was what I'm trying to say. But that's what all that goodness looks like together. And yeah, so we're just gonna let it simmer. Funny thing about this spaghetti sauce, my mom learned how to make it from my grandfather. I think the coolest story I ever heard about my grandfather and a kitchen was the fact that when he went into the army in World War II, he was a cook. Just imagine eating like this at a regular dinner table, but then going into the army and eating like this on a much larger scale. I mean, he was feeding platoons, battalions. I don't know how many people are in a platoon or a battalion, but I know it's a lot. And those guys ate the shit out of his spaghetti. Probably ate the shit out of everything he made, because my grandfather was a phenomenal cook. So anyway, let's let this simmer for a little bit on some low heat, and I'll bring you guys back maybe in a couple hours. All right, so everything's in the pot. We're gonna let it simmer on the stove all day long, and let all those flavors marinate together for that goodness. The only thing I didn't use was this can of diced tomatoes. I used fresh tomatoes, which my mom says that it gives it a fresher flavor. So that's what I did. The only thing you have to remember with that is you have to get rid of all the seeds. Real easy. I just cut the end off them, stuck it under the water in the kitchen sink, and stuck my finger down in there and got rid of the seeds. But anyway, let's let that shit cook, and we'll be back. All right, so after 2 hours of cooking, this is what it's looking like. And you know what? Son of a bitch. I forgot a couple of ingredients. What a dumbass. Here, let me get those ingredients. I'll put them in. I'll show you what they are here in just a second. Damn it. Okay, so after my brain fart, we're going to finish off these ingredients. I got this big old thing of garlic right here. And we're going to take a big old spoonful of this goodness. And it's about a tablespoon, I suppose. You know what? I like me some garlic. Put another half tablespoon in there. It's funny because when my mom used to make this, she never used measurements. She just put it together. And then we're going to put some of this Parmesan cheese up in here. And that's probably good enough right there. And then we're going to mix it around. We're going to put the lid back on it. And we're going to let it do its thing. But it's getting thicker, and that's what you want to see. As you let this cook all day long, you got to keep stirring it every so often so it doesn't burn on the bottom. But oh my goodness. Oh man, the smell of this just reminds me of when I was a little kid. My goodness. let's let this cook. Now the ingredients are complete. What a dumbass. How the hell do you forget that? Okay, so this has been cooking all day long. It is currently 20 minutes after 6, and it is looking outstanding. Outstanding. Oh yeah. Let me grab this spoon here for you real quick, and we'll move it around. Look at that. Ooh wee. My goodness. There we go. All right, looks good. All right, so now we're gonna make some garlic bread, and we're gonna use these buns that we got from Winco again. They're pretty good. They're gonna be good for some garlic bread. And there's the mixture. It's just a couple of big spoonfuls of butter with some of that garlic from that container I had earlier. And yeah, we're gonna make some garlic bread. Alright, so this is gonna be real easy. You know, nothing real complicated about spreading butter on some bread, you know. But I figured, you know, I didn't show you guys the whole vegetable cutting process, and you know the whole thing. If it's not on video, it didn't happen. Well, I'm here to tell you it's happening. So, but yeah, I had to take a little bit of time away from social media there for a while. That's why I didn't post anything last week. I just I watched a bunch of videos, and there's some more videos that my friends made that I gotta watch, and I'm gonna try to get to all of those. I'm just like kind of burnt out on social media, you know. It's the way it goes sometimes. There's a lot of people that were on YouTube when I first started that I haven't seen videos from for years, actually. And it hasn't become like that for me yet. But I always said that if it stopped being fun, I would stop doing it. And I just don't want it to get to that point where it's not fun anymore, because I sure will quit it. You know, I guess really the one reason why I keep coming back is because of the haters, you know. Just so I could rub it in their face. Hey, I'm back, asswipe, you know. For another week, I'm here. But, you know, looks like I'm running out of this. Hopefully I have enough. But, yeah, I mean, for the most part, I mean, it is what it is. I just do what I can and make it as fun as I can. And, you know, it just hasn't seemed to, you know, real fun lately. But, you know, just gotta keep on going, keep on moving. Yeah, that'll work. All right. Let's put this stuff in the oven now. Okay, so I just heard the oven ding at me and tell me that it's ready to go. So Slingshot engaged. Garlic bread in the oven. And look at there, my water's just about ready for the noodles. Fantastic. Hey, Waylon, we're going to be eating pretty soon, buddy. All right. Oh yeah, you love that spaghetti, don't you, boy? Oh yeah. You can thank Grandma Sue for that one. Oh yeah. Making a mess. Oh, look at there. Oh yes. And then the garlic bread with the char on it that I like. Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. Whew. And then I got a glass of iced tea. Well, an insulated coffee mug full of iced tea. What better to drink cold iced tea from but an insulated cup? Well, I guess I'm going back on my word of never filming myself eat. But this one is something a little special. You know, I've been smelling this spaghetti sauce all day long cooking. And every time I turn around, I'm remembering something, you know, from when I was growing up, smelling this smell all throughout the house. You know, just something about it. Now, I know there's a lot of people that they enjoy going to Italian restaurants and things like that, or Mexican restaurants. For my wife believes that everything needs to be wrapped in a tortilla. She loves Mexican food. For me, it's Italian food, but that's what, you know, I grew up with, you know, eating home-cooked, you know, fantastic tasting Italian food. So, I mean, to me, a lot of people, when they go to Olive Garden, they think that Olive Garden is authentic Italian food. Let me tell you something. It is not. Olive Garden is garbage. That's like going to Taco Bell for tips on how to make Mexican food. You know? It's ridiculous. Olive Garden's gross. I've never ate anywhere from the time I moved out of my parents' house until now at any Italian restaurant that I was satisfied with the way everything was made. There's always been something I didn't like. There was only one restaurant that I thought was really good, but it never compared to this. This is fantastic. Now you could add things like mushrooms to it and things like that. I'm not big on mushrooms, so that's why I didn't add it. My buddy Mark from Eat Carbs Outdoors, he would probably add a shit ton of mushrooms and leave out the onions, which that's perfectly fine. It'll change the flavor a little bit, but it's perfectly fine. But anyway, I guess I should give you what you want, huh? Yep. That's home right there. My goodness. Oh yeah. That's fantastic. Oh yeah. I'm pretty happy with myself. That's pretty good. But, yeah, I'm pretty thankful I grew up with, in an a somewhat Italian home. My dad was Scotch-Irish, but my mom, she was Italian. So um, it was interesting. I got to see I got to see how to make real Italian food, and I'm glad that I had an opportunity to make this for you. So anyway, if you like these kind of videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button, punch the bell in the face for notifications, and if you want to, you can share it. Do all the things. Leave a comment. We love to talk to you. We read every comment, and we try to respond to every comment. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We love you. We'll catch you next time. You know what? I got to get that bird some food too. I'm not going to do that on camera, but he will get his. But yeah, we'll talk to you guys later.